Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the weekly beer and video review show with Danny Salay. I'm your host, Danny Salay, aka Travel Man Dan, and wow, we got an amazing show to get to. So let's get right into it. How we doing? Hope you're good. I get so amped up at the beginning of these videos. I just got done filming on location a really fun and interesting place called Vasquez Rocks, and you'll be able to see that video in 2 weeks from now. But if you're new to this particular show, this is the weekly beer and video review show with Danny Salay, and what we do on this video is we go ahead and we review beers, man. We just sit back, relax, have a nice fun, easy-going Sunday afternoon. I pick 2 beers and I drink them, I talk about them, and at the end I get scores. I give scores. Now, in between drinking these beers, we got a whole slew of stuff we talk about. Like, the main purpose is we go ahead and we talk about last week's video, whether it's Travel Man Dan on Wednesdays or Food Friday show on Fridays. And then we go ahead and we preview what's coming up in the next week. And all in between that, like a hamburger stuffed with cheese, lettuce, tomato, onions, pickles, all that good stuff, we go ahead and we talk about, well, anything that you want to talk about. Of course, if you're here live and you pop up and you want us to talk about it, I'll go ahead and acknowledge you. Or I got a kind of a bunch of things that I want to get off my chest, talk about, and well, we make a show of it. So without further ado, let's get right into today, because today's going to be a special weekly beer and video review show with Danny Salay. It's going to be something a little bit different, something a little bit more, something, well, I wouldn't call it elaborate, but we are definitely going to take it to the next level today. I'm quite parched. I was out hiking all day in this really hot sun, but it was a fun day, and you're going to be able to see it. And, well, today we're going to do 3 beers. We normally do 2, but today we're going to do 3 because tomorrow's a holiday, being President's Day, and I don't have to work very early in the morning, so let's turn it up a little bit, huh? Let's get a little boozed. Let's have a little fun. And in commemoration of what we're going to talk about, that's what we're kind of basing this particular show off. And what I'm talking about is last week's Oscars. If you have tuned in and you saw what was going on, and well, the big talk of the Oscars, the big storyline for everyone to talk about for the next couple days or next week, people are still buzzing about, is Korea and the movie Parasite. I haven't seen it I definitely haven't seen it, but I'm excited too, and I heard that the director is fantastic. I've seen one of his other works, The Snowpiercer. I think he was one of the executive producers on it. I really enjoy Korean films. I live in a somewhat Korean home, and well, to honor that, to celebrate, to have a good time, we are going to be reviewing Korean beers. So let's get into the first one. All right, let's check it out. Here's what we got here. We're doing all cans today. No need for the red bottle opener. We got the HITE Extra Cold. Okay, now one might wonder, where do you buy these Korean beers? I go to the actual Korean supermarket in my neighborhood. It's called Greenland. It's on the corner of Van Owen. No, I'm sorry. It's on the corner of White Oak and Sherman Way. It's a huge, like, Korean supermarket. There's a couple barbecue places. And this is where you can buy all these beers. Other than that, I don't know where you get them. I suppose you could probably find these ones in Koreatown here in Los Angeles or wherever you're at, or if you're in Seoul. But we're going to be trying out the HITE Extra Cold. Ooh, it's extra cold. What does that even mean? I don't know. It's an ice point filtration system with a little snowflake on it. Okay, let's see if we can find out how much strength this sucker has. HITE is a well-known beer in Korea. It's been around since 1933. All right, so we're looking at one of weaker beers. It's a 4.5%er, but well, sometimes when you're on a hot summer day, or a hot February day, sorry, my friends in Buffalo. You just want a nice, easy-going lager. But this one's extra cold, so it should be refreshing. Let's go ahead, crack this can open, and find out what this HITE Extra Cold Korean lager is all about. Oh, it smells canny. All right. Wow. Ah, that's a good beer. It's smooth. It's refreshing. That's it. It's just super smooth. It's refreshing. It's got that canned beer taste. You feel like you should be like at a ball game or in somebody's backyard, just hanging out, maybe on the beach, and you're like, yo, hook me up with another canned beer. And by the way, did you guys happen to see the Chiefs parade? I think it was Kelsey, when a guy lobbed up a beer and he just like caught it. Well, I'm sure it wasn't a HITE extra cold. Maybe it was. I don't know. But yeah, this is a really good canned beer. Off of the first sip, enjoyable, easy, smooth, and refreshing. Wow, I want to go right back into it. We got 3 to do today, so stand with me here. Yeah. All right. One of the things I can notice, even though it's not a really, definitely not a hoppy super IPA flavor, but you can taste the barley. And well, one thing I really enjoy drinking is rice and barley tea. And it comes from either Korea or Japan. You can get them from either one. And that's what I taste when I try this HITE Extra Cold. Okay, I'm not sure what that extra cold and how much that will play into factor as I sit here and have it in a warm hand. But let's get into the show part. Now we're already started with the beer, but now I want to talk about last week's video. I don't know if you saw it or not, but it was a Food Friday video. It came out a few days ago, and it was one of my my part of my series of fast food Fridays. And fast food Friday is done in the truck. It's really fun. I go ahead and I show off all the cool American, well, burger places, taco places, fried fish places, just basically all your American fast foods. Now I do them in the truck because I'm not allowed to go inside. I always get kicked out of the fast food restaurants. So instead of walking in there and getting thrown out like I usually do, I just go ahead and I made it a thing. So if you happen to check out that video, it was of Wendy's. Wendy's is like the #3 most popular burger joint here in America. It basically goes McDonald's, Burger King, and then Wendy's. And I know what you're saying. Like, you're probably wondering, why does he do like these fast food reviews and things like that? But if you're American, that's probably what you're thinking. And well, the reason I do it is because I like fast food. I don't eat it all the time, but I do like it. I was brought up on it, and maybe one day I'll go ahead and kick it for real. But it's really important for me to show our American culture to the world, right? And you always hear about Americans. They love their fast food. They love their drive-through. They're so, obese, and that is all true. I'm not gonna, sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, as a personal trainer before, I know what it's like. We definitely have an obesity issue here in America. I mean, the food is super cheap. You can get like a value meal. Well, I take that back. Now it's not getting so cheap, but you can go to like dollar menus on these places. You can get like 1,000 calories for $4, and that's just insane. I mean, it's just sugar, salt, grease, this kind of thing, and it's not good for our human body, right? That's why I don't eat it all the time. So rather than sit there and deny all this stuff, I like to go ahead and show it. So that's why we do Food Fridays, Fast Food Fridays, the way we do it. So check out last week's video. It is of Wendy's, where I eat the Baconator, baby. The Baconator. It's 2 beef patties with cheese and 8 little short strips of bacon. Bellissimo. And one thing I love about Wendy's is they use the square hamburger. I don't know why I like that, but I always did. My good buddy Anthony DeSalvo, he used to make squared hamburgers all the time at his place, DeSalvo's Meats and Treats. But it's just something I really enjoyed. Holster Foods was also did square burgers, so I remember that back in the day. But yeah, check that out. And then I go ahead and I introduce the world, or I reintroduce to many Americans that already know this, about the fries and the Frosty. Who dips their fries in the Frosty? Right here, guilty. And you can see it on that Food Friday video of me at Wendy's. I go ahead and boink, and drop it right in that Frosty, and I suck that sucker down, man. It was really good. So make sure you check out that video. Let's get back into the HITE Extra Cold, right? First impression, delish, you know? Wow. All right. There's no, remember bitter beer face. That was the Keystone Light guy. No, this one is it's the filtration system, the Ice Point filtration system must be something that's making it kind of filtered and cold and staying refreshing, but really nice barley tasting lager, HITE Extra Cold, and it's super cheap. I mean, I think for a 6-pack it was $4, you know, at the Korean market, but not bad. Will I get it again? Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll try it one summer day when I get invited to a volleyball match, and I'll go ahead and I'll pick up another one of these. Delicious. I suggest you try it. So I'm gonna give it a noble score, a good score, a score that makes you want to go back and actually try it. We're going to give it a 7.5. That's right. The HITE Extra Cold canned beer gets a 7.5. Not bad. Really good stuff. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and put that right there. We're going to move on to the next one. We're going to kind of speed things up because we're going through 3 beers. And staying with today's theme, it's another Korean beer. That's right, another Korean beer. And today we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna try out the OB Premier. Ooh, it is a Pilsner, okay? It says right here, it's a rich taste with German noble hops, okay? Premium all malt beer. All right, we're dealing with malt liquor here, I think. It's probably going to be a little bit heavier. Okay, it is a product of South Korea, as we all know, and I'm trying to think, check it out. There it is. If I should talk a little bit more about this can, it's a pretty standard can, kind of a cool label. Now, this beer is actually a little bit stronger than the HITE. This beer is a 5.2. Okay, a little bit stronger. It doesn't reach the the meter of what I analyze things as being a strong beer. You got to be at least above a 6%er. But this is a 5.2. It's a Pilsner, but also it says it's a premium all malt beer. So I'm a little confused because Pilsners are one thing, malt beers like OE and Crazy Horse, and those are another thing. So let's go ahead and crack this sucker open. Check it out. That's all gold, baby. All right, let's see what this one tastes like. The OB Premier. Okay, kind of smells very similar to the HITE, that canned, kind of easy, refreshing taste. Ooh, okay. All right. Not bad, not bad at all. Now, one thing that I noticed right away off of sucking this baby down is it definitely is a little more maltier. Okay, it's just got that flavor, that malt flavor to it. And like the HITE, it's refreshing, it's smooth, it's easy to drink. The first sip, not bad, right? You know what you're gonna get. Most of the time, you know what you're gonna get with these kind of Pilsner, kind of cheaper. Well, I don't want to say average because there ain't nothing wrong with being average, that's for sure. But it's just more of your everyday kind of, I'm going to pick up an 18-pack, I'm going to drink 6 and have 12 left over in the fridge type beer. Rather than, oh, I think, what's the IBUs of that IPA? You know what I mean? I don't drink that. I can, and who are you? You're Mr. I drink only 2 beers and then you got to go home. That's who you are. This kind of beer is, well, we go ahead and we drink as many as we possibly can. So, yeah, good for you, OB. We're going to set that down for a minute, and I want to talk about a couple of things. And, well, keeping with the theme is South Korea. And I had mentioned before about Parasite. Not only did Parasite, the movie, take home the best, let's see, best original. Okay, let me start that over again. So the director, okay, the director's name is Bong Joon. Let me get that right, okay. Bong Joon Ho, okay, that's, I say that right. I hope I said that right. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Bong Joon Ho, and his direction of the movie Parasite got nominated for numerous accolades, but at the Oscars last week, if you remember, we were going live with the Oscars, so we didn't happen to release any of that info. They took home 4 awards, and the awards they took home were Best Director, which was Bong Joon Ho. They took home, let's see, Best Picture. Okay, the big one was the Best Picture, right? I mean, that's fascinating that it was the first non-English speaking film, and it won, man. It won. So those are the two. It won Best Original Screenplay. So that right there is really cool, because I don't know, it's not the same thing as picture, but it's like what they write, you know. And then the Best International Feature Film. So that right there is really cool. And even if they would have just won that, like if they would have just won Best International Feature Film, that's what an accomplishment. But to grab 4 of them and come out of nowhere, you know, man, I don't know, Bong Joon Ho and the rest of you guys over in South Korea, if you're drinking OB Premier, but this sip is for you guys. So congratulations. As an actor, I know how very hard it is to just move a little bit in this business. But for you to win 4 Academy Awards, wow. I mean, that is like, I can't imagine how you guys are feeling, just everybody from cast to crew and to the director. So this sip of OB Premiere, this is for all you guys, and great job. I'm very proud of you. I'm gonna check out your movie, and who knows, maybe we'll work together one day. I worked in a lot of international films in Asia. Love to work with you guys, but great job, and cheers. All right, it's got a little bit of sweetness aftertaste to it. Not bad. I like it. A little bit of that weird kind of grapey taste. I don't know if that's like sweet malts, but a lot of beers have that. And the OB Premier is one of them. All right, the next thing I want to go over is I'll be putting it up there on my socials, is a commercial that I did for DJI and one of their new drones. And this is a really cool drone. It's a commercial I did a few months ago, and it kind of flies over crops, and it's used for agriculture and farming. And the way that it works is, as it's flying over, it's got like weather technologies, and it's got some kind of infrared technology on it, and it's able to scan your crops and let you know how it's doing, what needs work. I'm not sure the actual capabilities of it in terms of farming, because I don't really know much about drones, and I don't really know much about farming, but I do know I was Farmer Man Dan for that one, and that was a lot of fun. If you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me on Facebook, you'll go ahead and you can see that. But if not, I'll go ahead and put the link to that commercial down in the description here. And you can check that out, and you can go ahead and say that you watch me on Travel Man Dan and all that good stuff. So yeah, that'd be really really cool if you guys could see that, because a lot of people always ask me or don't know me. They think that I'm just a YouTuber guy, whatever, but I'm actually an actor, and the YouTube channel became from acting, and I wanted to just go out and create more, you know. I just wanted to produce more than I consume. So I started this channel about a year and 4 months ago. Got really serious about a year and a month ago. And but my staple, my background, my foundation is as a traditional actor. So yeah, so if you want to ever see some of my work, let me know, but I'll go ahead and put that one, because it's also synced on YouTube, down in the description. Okay. Hey, it's kind of fun drinking 3 beers, because I'm already starting to feel a little buzzed, and I know I got another one coming right after this one. The next thing I want to talk about is, well, it's Sunday, and I don't know if you guys have seen the new XFL, but I've seen just, you know, bits and pieces of it, and it looks pretty cool, actually. The football looks competitive. What I really like about it is the uniforms. Let me know if you watch the XFL down below in the comments. Let me know who your favorite team is. Let me know just what you think of it. Anything. I like to hear from you. But I will say one thing is I'm definitely missing my Buffalo Bills Sunday group here in Los Angeles. I met a guy, my old job, working at a museum, and I was talking to him for a little bit about some museum stuff, right? Just whatever. He was there with his girl. We were just hanging out. So he goes and watches one of the shows. He comes out afterwards and he goes, "Hey, where are you from?" I told him I'm from Buffalo, yada, yada, yada. It turns out he's from Lewiston, which is just next to Buffalo and Niagara Falls, invites me to this Bills group. Now, over the last 2 years, I've really formed a kind of special bond around our football team here being in Los Angeles and you know, being able to go and watch it. And I just, you know, this was a big part of my life. It still is. I'm looking forward to the draft night with these fellas. And we just go over and we just kind of hang out, watch football. But everyone kind of grew up except for one guy who actually hosts the events. And Max, what up? I miss you, bro. And Max was just reminding me of our group because he's in Cabo, Mexico, where they have a huge Buffalo Bills Mafia backing. So when I heard that, it kind of really made me feel like Sundays, Bills games, you know, being away from all my friends and family in Buffalo, but able to watch the games and support the team with a good group out here in Los Angeles. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun, you know. And so I guess we don't really get into the booze. We get into more of the sugar. So we got a whole plethora of like donuts and cookies and all kinds of junk foods and things like that and coffees and stuff because the games out here are at 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's just not a really rowdy drinking crowd. But, you know, great guys. I miss all you guys. Yeah, just looking forward to next season. You know who you are, and I can't wait to get together and chat it up, and hopefully we'll all have a little draft party. But so this next sip of OB Premier, this is for my Buffalo Bills Los Angeles backing crew, and yeah, I just want to say what's up, guys, and that I'm missing the crew. Not bad at all. All right, so far so good. South Korea OB Premium is delicious. It's you know, like I said, it's not gonna wow you in an IPA flavor. It's not gonna overwhelm you. It's just a nice, easy canned beer that you're just gonna drink. You know what I feel like eating with this is like some chicken wings or some, you know, the Koreans make this really good like fried chicken, and it's, I don't know what it is. It's got that red sauce that's on it. It's kind of like that soybean paste and just really good. I just feel like I could be on a hot summer night, sucking down some OB Premiers, eating some fried chicken. All right, so where are we at now? Now let's get into what's the next thing that I want to talk about. That is the Travel Man Dan theme songs, and they are coming out. They are finished. They're completed. They are travel around the world with Travel Man Dan. Bum bum bum. Meeting people, heading to places, driving the world all. You're gonna love it. I'm not gonna spoil. Food Friday, Food Friday, Food Friday, Food Friday. And we get pretty crazy. So the theme songs are done. They're all ready to go. Now I'm matching them with an animation type thing, kind of like an opening bumper. You're going to love it. You're going to love the way it looks. I know it's not your traditional YouTube. Like, YouTube is like, oh, I gotta wait 5 seconds. I don't like this. No, this is more done for my Travel Man Dan weekly show and my Food Friday, and I structure it just like a show that would be on like well, Discovery or Nat Geo or Travel Channel, and I'm gonna make it more like a traditional travel show. So I have an opening theme song bumper, okay? Now, yeah, it's a little bit maybe longer for YouTube. I don't care. This is my show. I'm not, you know, so hopefully you guys will like it. It's coming out soon. I'm anticipating sometime next month. I just want to be able to match the music with a really cool bumper. So let me know what you think when it comes out. You can put it down in this video if you watch it later. But yeah, that's coming. That's going to be fun. I can't wait for that. And well, I guess we'll drink this last sip of OB Premier to the Travel Man Dan theme songs. And thank you, my friend Colton. That's good. That is good. All right. OB Premier. Not bad. Really smooth. Easy to drink. You taste the maltiness. Is it gonna be overwhelming? No. Okay, it's not an overpowerful IPA type beer. It's, well, like I said, it's like your average kind of type canned beer, whatever you want to call it, type of thing where you can sit back and you can get into about 14 or 18 of them. Much like the HITE Extra Cold, I'm going to give it a decent score because it's not a bad beer. It doesn't leave you with bitter beer face. It doesn't leave you with a skunk mouth. It just leaves you with a good kind of refreshed kind of feeling after drinking a few beers. And that's why I'm also going to give it a 7.5. 7.5 for the OB Premier. All right, so Korea, you're doing well. I think that anything above a 6.5 is a quality beer and worth trying out. The lowest score was that weird 26.2 weird thing. I don't know. I'll go ahead and throw that video up right now. That was not good. But most of my beers are above 6.5 because I enjoy them. But definitely go check this one out. You can get it at the Korean supermarket. You can go probably find it anywhere in Koreatown. If you don't live in Los Angeles, you can look around for it. I'm sure there's probably an Asian supermarket of some type in the city that you're living in. Yeah, just try to look for it. Not bad. Definitely worth a try. Next thing I want to talk about was, well, I mentioned the guy that did the theme song. The voice of the theme song was a friend of mine. He's actually a cohort of somebody that I work with creatively, artistically, in my comedy troupe, and that is his name is Colton. And Colton did the music for the theme song because he's actually a professional singer, and he knows how to do a lot of little tracky thingies. And you know, I'll show you that video at some point. You'll be able to check it out, and that's a lot of fun. But one thing that we did is we had a show yesterday at our group. I belong to a comedy troupe, and we perform the second Saturday of every month in Burbank at the LA Comedy Connection. If you ever want to check out a show, you want to meet Travelman Dan live, just go ahead and throw it down in the comments below. Hit me on Instagram and the DMs. Just let me know. I'll be sure to let you know when our next show is. I'll leave you tickets at the door so you can get in for free. However many people you want to bring, the more the merrier. If you want to, it's a smaller theater. It carries about 60 people. If you show up with 60 people, we'll get them in there. That would be awesome. But if you ever want to check it out, it's called the LA Comedy Connection. You can come see me. A lot of fun. You can come see my boy Colton, who made the songs, and we also do occasional shows all around LA. So that's what brings me to this upcoming Thursday, the 20th. We have a show at Sal's Comedy Hole in Hollywood on Melrose. So if you're not doing anything, the show starts at 7 o'clock. It's basically the entire company, the entire school. All right, there's different levels to improv, and improv is something that I want to always try. It's just something that it's fun, it's free, it's not so regimented and strict, and you have to stay with guidelines and make choices very differently than you would as an actor, right? Because acting, there's a script that you got to follow, and when you're doing a scene with someone, you have to be a really good listener, and those kinds of things you do have to do in improv. I just wanted to try it, so that's why we're doing it. And if you want to go see a live show, this is the entire company, the whole LA Comedy Connection, and the show starts at 7. Now that show is $5. I can't get you in that one for free because we're going to a different comedy club. But if you pop in and you say what's up, I would definitely say hi to you, chat it up, give you a big hug, all that good stuff, and well, hopefully make you laugh ultimately. So yeah, let me know if you want to check that out, and if you're in LA, or if I have no plans on stopping. So if you're watching this and you're in Missouri, or you're watching this and you're somewhere in Europe and you're coming over to LA, let me know if you ever want to come to a live show. I'll hook you up, man. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is, let's see, let's get into the next beer. How's about that? Okay, the next beer, this one's a good one. Okay, this one is another Korean beer. All right, so let's take it out. It says right on the thing, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cass. Okay, Cass beer. It is Korea's #1 beer. It is a lager. Okay, it is. It says keep this product in a cool, dry, and dark place. All right, it's got to be in the dark. All right, it's Cass Fresh. This one is very cheap. This 6-pack is only $2.99. So if you're looking for a cheap thrill, the Cass Fresh should be pretty good. Let's see what the percentage is. I don't see anything that says how much this. Oh, there we go. We got a 4.5er. Okay, so still hasn't hit the threshold of what's considered strong beer. But I have some history with Cass. um, this is really funny because I remember years ago I was visiting my friend Jasmine up in San Francisco. I was auditioning for what's called URTA, University Resident Theater Association, and that's something we can get into later. I'll tell you about. But it's a really good type of thing if you want to be an actor and you're looking to further your education as an actor and the fundamentals and foundations. Freaking awesome. But we can get in that later. So anyway, so me and her decide to just walk around Oakland or whatever, and I pop into this Korean market and we get a couple bottles of soju, and then I got a big old 32-ounce thing of Cass. Well, let me tell you how that night went. I don't remember. You know, it was one of those crazy fun nights. You know, we just drinking Korean beer and soju, so that was fun. This is another acquaintance with Cass. Of course, that Cass that I drank was in a giant 32-ounce, like 2-liter that pop comes in, where it's the plastic bottle. But we're gonna try Cass in a can at 4%, and this is gonna round up the hat trick of Korean beer. So let's go ahead, pop this sucker open. All right, we got a little foam. That's good. A little bubble action. Smells like your typical canned beer, taking me back to the days when me and Serge are hanging out on the beach and we're just cranking them down. It's as easy as water. Here we go. Ooh, wow. Ooh, Cass Fresh. Cass Fresh is delicious. No wonder it's Korea's #1 beer. Ooh, should I do a stacker? A 1, 2, 3 out of the 3 beers? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, #1 is, you know, that kind of thing. We'll do that at the end. I'm going to still give it a good score, but we're also going to rate the 3 Korean beers. Yeah, so first sip, delicious. Really enjoyed it. It's clean. It's crisp. And, well, it's not watery like you're drinking water and that it's, well, not a good taste. It's the perfect amount of beer going in. It's got a nice flavor, a sweetness to it, and it's really delicious, fresh. I like this, the Cass Fresh, and it's like a bubbling draft beer. All right, let's get into, well, rounding out this session. We're going to talk about the video that's coming out next Wednesday, and that is the weekly Travel Man Dan video. Although I did go ahead and shoot today out here. As you can see, I'm still in my gear. You're going to see that video in a couple of weeks. We're going to go out and shoot something else tomorrow for Wednesday, and it's a tough one, man. I tell you what. Sometimes these video ideas come to me midweek. Sometimes they come to me 6 months. Sometimes it's something that happens instantly where I just want to film it. But this one is, it was brought to my attention. It just popped in my head when I was driving the other day. And I felt like I wanted to do it. I've seen other people there are already doing it, but I wanted to do my own spin on it and my own kind of documentation of it. And what I'm talking about is cruising around and filming all the murals, the Kobe Bryant murals that are done here in Los Angeles. That's going to be this upcoming Wednesday's video. You know, we live in LA, I live in LA, other people do, you know, if you're watching this and stuff like that. So you might have a chance to see some of these things and you know, as you're driving down Melrose or you're going up and down La Brea and, you know, but, you know, people around the world that loved Kobe as a basketball player, as a person, you know, they didn't get a chance to see these all the time. So that's why I really want to make this video. I want to honor not only Kobe Bryant, but the 8 other people in the helicopter crash. Of course, his daughter, you know, just, it breaks my heart, you know. I'm actually kind of a real softy and sentimental guy, sentimental. But you know, when I think about it and I'm alone and stuff like that, it really kind of hurts and hits me. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pay homage and we're gonna honor the great Kobe Bryant by putting out a video next Wednesday of all the murals that were painted, whether it's you know, graph artists and people from Los Angeles that are super talented with paint, and they've just gone out and honored Kobe Bryant and his daughter and the 8 people that were also in the helicopter crash with him. Um, One other thing is, I have some kind of, not a strong history, but I know a lot of guys in the whole graffiti world out here. Being that I ran a club years ago, we used to do this thing called Graph Angeles. I don't know, does anyone remember Graph Angeles at Qtopia or Vanguard at the time? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from some of you old school cats that were there, man. It was really cool. They completely covered our nightclub, and it's 20,000 square foot nightclub. And basically what we did is we gave a little section to each little crew. So we had CBS over here, we had TKO over here, we had what the hell, I forget some of those guys' names, but they all had cool names. They all had some kind of different way of writing it. And well, to see them paint the way they did with a can is just marvelous. And I'm really excited to go out there and see some of these murals of the great Kobe Bryants and just go and support these artists. And I'm going to go ahead and put that video out so you can check it out. And which also reminds me, as I'm sitting here talking, rest in peace to my boy Answer and James, who recently passed away. He was a graph artist. You just lose touch with guys and you don't talk to them as much, and then you find out through social media. But he was a young guy, 10 years younger than me, super talented. I used to see him when he was a kid growing up, and he loved to hit buildings up with a can. And yeah, so it's going to be a cool video, and I'm looking forward to it. But that's going to come out next Wednesday, so be sure to check that one out. And that's not only for people in Los Angeles, but putting it out there for the whole world to see, so they can see all these commemorative pieces going up around Los Angeles. And so, oh, that's pretty cool, man. And see the range of people that Kobe Bryant had really kind of inspired. So stay tuned for that one. And without getting too somber and dark, let's get right back into the Cass Fresh, Korea's #1 beer. Okay, first sip was good, really enjoyable. And let's go back in for a second one. Maybe I was just had some OB taste on my lips from before, but let's see if it's not a fluke. Let's see if the Cass is still delicious. Yeah, okay. It's got a subtle taste to it. Okay. Refreshing. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. It's got that, something about a can taste. I don't know. What do you guys like? Do you guys like cans, bottles, or pints? Okay, now don't get me wrong. Pints, you pour it in there, it's good, it's fresh, it's clean, whatever. But, bottles are good, and there's just something about a canned beer that I really like. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's just the blue collar in me, but I just like a good canned cold beer. Sometimes you don't have a cup with it, you don't have a glass, you're out in the yard, you're just like, or shower. Do you ever drink a can of beer in the shower? That's awesome. I love that. Let me know in the comments below. Don't really want to know too much more about what you do in the shower, but if you drink cold beer in the shower, it's a good feeling, especially after a hard day's work. Yeah, good stuff. All right, so as we indulge in this last bit of Korean beer and we celebrate the Parasite people, the people that created the movie Parasite in Korea and South Korea, let's talk about the next little part that we like to do on this show, and that is, what are you reading? What are you watching? I think as a person, you should always be reading and developing yourself, okay? This is something that's really important, that where you should start to learn how to function your brain with your imagination all the time. Not just through what you see or what you read, because as a society, and I'm guilty of it too sometimes, I think that we've really turned ourselves in this weird direction of like, we only read this little sentence, and then we look at the picture, and then we look at the hashtag type world, right? So I like to get into this thing of, what are you reading, okay, like novel or movie script or stuff like that, because me being as an actor, I think that's a skill that I need to always continue to stay sharp with and develop as an actor. Because, well, let's say for instance, like somebody is going to hire me, Somebody will pick me one day. I don't know when, and I don't know why, and I don't know where, but I will be picked again to be actor in a movie or a television show. And here's the thing: they're gonna give you a script, right? And if you can't read that thing and interpret it quickly, okay, fast, and be able to learn to speak and enunciate and project your imagination through those words, which comes from reading, I believe, you're not going to do so well. So I think that's one of the skills, not only as just a person, but especially as an actor, that you should really sharpen. And it's free, right? You can't sit back and go, ah, my agent, he didn't force me to sit here and read. And why is my agent read? You know, that's all on you, pal. It's all on you. All the working out, all the exercising, that's a layup, cakewalk city. It's the hard things that you must do day in and day out to function correctly, to make yourself better at the profession that you love to do, okay? Because it's not about the being an actor, okay? It's about the work, right? Some people want the life of an actor, but they don't want to do the work of an actor, if that makes sense. And some of the work of the actor is reading. It's like acting 101. So that's why I throw this in there. And what am I reading? I'll tell you what, mostly I do books, but this week I am reading off of my trusty old iPad. Okay, anybody remember this? There's probably only one guy that probably remembers this iPad. This sucker is from like 2012, I think. It was from a company that I was working for in China. I was a teacher over there for a little bit, and we were at this like Christmas party. I forget what it was and whatever. And me and my boy Nate were drinking Ergold Toll. It's like the strongest friggin' gasoline kind of baijiu that you ever imagine. We're hammered. We're outside on the patio, and they're doing like a raffle, and they say, "Hey, and the winner is 4369." I forget whatever the number was. Lo and behold, who was 4369? Travel Man Dan. That's the iPad. That's still kicking. I use it for reading and just to read the news and to watch a little TV at night. But what am I reading, guys? I'm reading one of my favorite authors. I'm reading an author named Clive Cussler. Okay, and I'm reading a book called The Pacific Vortex. And it's really cool. He's got all these really fun kind of adventure stories, almost like Indiana Jones. But when I read about his main character, Dirk Pick, I kind of imagine myself as this guy, because he's about my size. He's got blue eyes, and the way that he describes him in each little novel is much similar to the way that I am. And he goes on all these kinds of crazy adventures, these espionage, treasure hunting, jungle finding, underwater, spacey kind of, just really cool stuff. Clive Cussler is one of the great storytellers of America, and yeah, this is a really good book. It's a fun read. I whiz through these books. It's just fun to let your imagination go wild and pretend that it's not a book and that you're an actual character. You're the character in this movie. So I would love to do one of his like novels as a movie. I always felt like, and I know there's like, who doesn't, right? I mean, it's easy to say it, but I always felt like I was that Indiana Jones type guy, just going out there and being on adventures. And who knows? I want to get Pete Von Shelley together and do a little Travel Man Dan fights some monsters. We already talked about that, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll go ahead and throw it up there right now so you can check it out. That's when I interviewed the storyboard artist Pete Von Shelley. What am I watching? That's really quick and easy. What am I watching? It's a really cool thing, and it's called The History of, I'm sorry, what is it called? It's called Monsters. I forget the name of it now. Monster Quest. Okay, so yeah, is that right? Yeah, Monster Quest. Okay. Hey, thank you. All right, so Monster Quest is just really cool. Gabriel, what's up? It's a really cool I think there's 9 episodes where they talk about each episode is a different type of monster, and it's really interesting to watch, because there's some cool monsters in there that I never knew. Like, did you know there's a Loch Ness monster in America that people think of? There's like Sasquatch and snow beast, the abominable snowman. So this kind of, each episode talks a little bit about each one. It's called Monster Quest. It's done by the History Channel, but you can find it on Amazon. That's what I'm watching. fun, cool, interesting stuff. Please let me know down in the comments below, what are you reading and what are you watching? I'd love to hear from you. Or if you think that I should read a certain book, I really like adventure novels and classics. Okay, we're talking novels. Plays all across the board. I always like an interesting play. So if you know something good, let me know. And then movies, I like your classic movies and well, stuff from the 80s and stuff, because that's the stuff that I grew up and it kind of inspired me to be an actor. So and then when I read it in a script form and I understand scripts a little bit more, those are really fun for me. So if you have any suggestions or you just want to share with me and our community what you're reading, what you're watching, I'd love to hear from it. Drop it down in the comments below. And yeah, now let's get back to this Cass. Cass Fresh. Gabriel, hi guys. We got one person with us, and I thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for hanging with me. It is a weekly live and beer and video review show with Danny Salay, and thank you so much for hanging with me. Let's go ahead and give this Cass another swig. Then I want to go and drop the score for this one, leave you with the quote of the week, and that's pretty much it. I'll see you next week, I guess. Wow. All right. Not quite your Steve will do it, but definitely slammed it. Cass is good. And you can see I'm a little sunburned from hanging out at Vasquez Rocks. Cass is delicious, guys. I got to be honest with you. It is really smooth. It doesn't have any bad aftertaste to it. It's a nice, easy drinking canned beer. Really well done here, and I can see why it's Korea's #1 beer. It is and it's a lager, and it's about 4.5%, and it holds true to the name. It's just your fun, easy lager. Would I drink it again? Absolutely. So, I'm going to go ahead and give it a score, and the score is probably going to let you know what I think, because it's going to be higher than the other two. So, without further ado, I'm going to give the Cass Super Fresh or Fresh Beer, Korea's #1, an 8. Okay? It's an 8, and it is higher than the other two beers. So, let's, without any proper argument, let's not get into this too much. I just really like this beer, okay? I felt it was deserving. I think it's good. It's $2.99 a 6-pack, all right? Oftentimes you find really cheap beers, and, well, they're fun, right? They're easy, but they're not great tasting to a certain extent, right? This one, I think you can suck down about 9 or 10 of them, and you still got that great taste. So I'm going to give this an 8, okay? Cass Beer Fresh, an 8, and it is going to be out of the 3 Korean beers, it's going to be on the top, okay? That's what brings us to these two. These two next, we got the HITE and we got the OB, okay? Both got a 7.5, okay? That's what we're working with, all right? In honor of the people that created the movie Parasite, we are drinking Korean beers. Yeah! Annyeonghaseyo. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and give this #1, so we're going to stack it here. Then next we are going to give the #2 beer is going to be the HITE Extra Cold, all right? Refreshing, good, tasty, canned beer. And so that's going to round out the last of the beers of the OB Premium, which, like, don't be slighted. This is how I rank them today. These are all quality canned beers, right? These are all like your Budweiser, your Coors Light, your Tecate, okay? Just your quick, easy. I'm going to get a 30-pack and put down about 6 of them before I go. 1 of them in the hot shower, okay? And then I'm just going to go out and have a good time. Maybe I'll get into some shots a little bit later. But yeah, really good stuff here. Also, you know what this is really probably good for? When you go out and you drink, and you're out at a Korean barbecue, right? And you got all that Korean barbecue, and the smoke is like, it's burning my eyes, right? But it still tastes good. And you got all that, delicious meat. You're going ahead and you got the meat sweats. Any one of these 3 beers will be really good for that. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead, and if you don't know, now you know. This is how we end each show, and that is with the quote of the week. And this quote of the week was brought to us because the show today was brought to us, and the theme was brought to us by the creator of Parasite. So the quote is by the director of the movie Parasite, Bong Joon-ho. And, this is, I like this guy, man. This guy, I really want to work with this guy. So I hope that I get a chance to one day fulfill all my acting, aspirations. And this guy just seems like somebody that, like, artistically, the guy has got it, man, right? And he knows his role. Like, he was just so humble and fun and having a good time. And, like, he's like, now I get to go back and I want to go and be more creative and get back to the art of movie making. But he said this, and this is another reason. When he had won the best director Oscar, okay, he said, "Thank you. I will drink until next morning. Thank you." My kind of guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guy he's humble in victory. He thanks everybody, and then he tells, "Look, hey, I'm gonna be real frank with you, okay? I'm gonna be real honest. I'm gonna drink until next morning, okay?" And then he thanks you again. So really cool. There's not much more analytical to go into it. It's just basically like, look, be humble even in victory, okay? Be yourself, okay? Be honest about what you're actually gonna be, and there's something about, I don't know if it's vulnerability, I don't know what it is, but there's just something about the realness. When people go around and tell you, like, yo, I'm so real, I'm so real, red flag, okay? But when they just really are, and they're just thankful and appreciative and gracious and humble, even in victory, okay? And then they let you in with a little bit of who they are, okay? The guy was being honest. Like, look, I just won 4 freaking Oscars. If I say Grammys again, I'm sorry. I just won 4 Oscars. I'm gonna drink until tomorrow morning. Like, this is fun for me. So yeah, that's the quote this week. Really enjoyed it, guys. It's pretty much the show. Just want to wrap it up with one more thing. If you like the shirt, this is Just a Kid from Kenmore. That's my hometown. This is the Travel Man Dan merch. You can go down in the link below. You can check out my store. You can go ahead and you can purchase Food Friday or Travel Man Dan shirts, hoodies, socks, coffee mugs. If you do, be sure to go ahead and somehow either toss me up a DM, a picture of you, thank me in a comment. Let me know that you go ahead and supported my channel. Be honest with you, without you, I can't be doing this. You guys mean everything to me, so I'm so appreciative of that. Thank you so much, and please let me know so that I can personally thank you. One way or another, I will thank you if you go ahead and support my channel by purchasing some merchandise. I really appreciate that. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for hanging with me. If you hang with me live, I really couldn't be more happier, okay? And if you're catching it on the replay, thanks. Go ahead, drop me a comment. Let me know what you liked about this video. Thanks so much. I'm Travel Man Dan, and remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it.